Hey guys, it's me, Tam here, and I'm back with another custom LEGO Star Wars set review. And this is one that I filmed yesterday, but it wasn't a very good video. I wasn't in the right mood. So I thought I'd re-record it for you guys so it would be good, because this is a set thing, it's something that I think is good. So based off of what you see, you can see there's Clone Wars stuff. There's a lot of figures and also some mix of figures, and that's because this is a LEGO Star Wars custom Battlefront 2 set, which has been a while since I've done one of these. But you can also notice that there's like it's the Dropship and ATTE, which is a set I've already done before, and that is because the reason why I'm doing it again is because I got the official sets now. I got them from my family pass down thing. So yeah, I got the official Dropship and ATOT and Clone Wars ATT, and I thought I'd beef them up, make them more modern, and I do retry custom sets for them for Battlefront 2 because I didn't really like my original ones. They were very lackluster. The ATTE was really small, and the Dropship was very flimsy, so I thought I'd just alter these. So it's not a fully custom set review, but by the time these would come out, which would probably be more like, you know, the present time, it's been like, what, almost 2013, so it's 8 years since we got an ATTE, and even longer since the Dropship. So it would be a nice time to get a new version of both of them, because they're very fan favorite stuff. A new ATTE is nice, but then also a new Dropship is even better than the ATTE, but since they come together, it's the best. It's the prequel fans' favorite set. And the Dropship, you can't really sell that on its own, because its main feature is to pick up and drop walkers, and if you just sold it by itself, then the kids would have to buy an extra walker or an extra set just to get the separate play feature working. So I think the Dropship should always come with a vehicle that it can carry around. And yeah, so the original parts for this set, including the ATOT, was like 1,700 pieces. So by itself, I'd say this has more parts than the walker, maybe, and so I'd say this is about 1,000 pieces, and maybe even more counting the parts I added on. And the ATTE, that set was around 1,000 pieces or something like that, or at least it was close. I don't know. This would probably be about a 2,000 piece set in the end, so I think it would be around $200, maybe $190. So it's got a lot of bulk, and it's got a lot of figures, as you can see here. So I'll start off with the droids, and once again, this is based off of Battlefront 2, so it's just like, it's like if it was, and the box art would probably be based on Geonosis, since that's where you can play as alternate era heroes at the same time as playing alongside a walker, an ATTE, or an ATTE and a Dropship, because on Geonosis there is Dropships dropping off ATTEs, and during Galactic Assault you can play as Rey or Luke or Vader or Kylo alongside the clones and the droids. And there's also, I just took the Bark Speeder from the 501st Battle Pack, and also a Separatist Stap, you know. But so here's the first droid figure. This is a officer figure, and it is based off of the Kashyyyk skin, which is just the walker, or the tank pilot skin, or minifigure. But yeah, basically this is meant to represent the Kashyyyk skin. And then the next figure is a heavy Geonosis skin battle droid. He's got the I guess this would be like the maybe this could be like the FWMB-10K, the First Order heavy the blaster that looks like the heavy First Order heavy, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, this is the Geonosis skin for the heavy. And then for the destroyer droid, not the destroyer droid, this is the B2 battle droid, the super battle droid. This is based off of the Enforcer super battle droid, so you know, it's basically just a super battle droid. And then the other Enforcer is the Droideka, which this is mostly my original design that I had in like previous videos, but this is a bit of a downgrade because it was missing its head and it was missing its arms, and I just threw these parts on. But the rest, like the body, from the legs and the back to just this part of the neck, that was my original, which I think was much better. Can still roll up pretty good, actually. I did it previously. It does roll up, I can promise that much. It rolls up really well, and it rolls, and it looks good. It's better than all the other ones, really. So for the first clone figure, It's an officer pilot. I decided to make it a pilot. He has the clone head. All of these have clone heads. Yeah, he has the pistol for the officer, and yeah, basically this isn't in the game, but I'd say it would maybe, like, you can find the model in it driving an LAAT in the game in a cutscene, so I was thinking maybe this could be like a skin for the officer, which it probably should have been. But yeah, it's just the pilot for the dropship. Next figure is the other officer in the set, and it is the Navy officer. This is actually my favorite skin because it's just nobody wears it, but I really like to wear it because nobody else does. He's got a diffuser, which diffuses firearms and also weapons and whatnot. And he's also got a blurg, which is one of the officer weapons that you can unlock. And the Navy officer skin is just one of the default skins for the officer. He's just a clone with an Imperial Navy suit. So then here we have the assault class. This is a Phase 1 501st Trooper, so it would probably have normal blue arms and highlights. He's got the Rebel, or the Resistance Blaster, I don't know, it's like the second to last blast, no, it's like the third blaster that you can unlock. And then he has got the flash pistol, which really does nothing, it just blinds the enemy sometimes. I like to use it just for fun, you know, just to be annoying. It's getting clone head, and yeah, Phase 1 Assault 501st. So then here is a Recon Trooper. I think it's the 91st Recon, and it is an assault as well. He's actually got the slug thrower blaster, you know, the Vanguard, which is one of the abilities. And so, you know, he can run around super fast and just shoot enemies with a slug blaster, and instead of a normal blaster, you know. And so, yeah, this is the Phase 2 91st Recon. You can have him flying the Bark Speeder if you want, and one of the droids can fly it to the Stap. But yeah, and he's just got a clone head, and yeah, it's basically just Commander Neo, the figure is, but it's meant to represent a Assault 91st Recon Battalion thing. Then we have a 41st Scout Battalion. In the previous video, in my first recording from yesterday, I totally forgot what the number was. So once again, got a clone face, and it's just your standard minifigure for the Scout Trooper. He's got his separate specialist, because this is a specialist now, not an assault. He's got the binoculars, which let him see thermal readings and mark enemies, and he's also got a sniper rifle, which maybe you could say this is like the best sniper rifle, the one that does the most damage and has, you know, not the cycler, but the one before that, the original final specialist blaster. And yeah, so it's the one specialist. I don't really like the specialist as much. My favorite is the heavy for sure. First up, we've got the what is this number? It's the 3. Oh man, I remembered it yesterday. It's the Ayala's troopers that shoot her down during Order 66. It's the yellow ones, you know, like Commander. Now I'm forgetting. Commander Bly. You know, the ones on Felucia. I'm sure it'll come to me too late, but yeah, this is a heavy trooper. He's got basically Iden's blaster. It's the TL-50, and it does like rapid fire. It can do secondary fire with some upgrades, but it also does, yeah, it has rapid fire and kind of a little damage. But he's got the clone head, and he's got yellow markings on his helmet, which I've colored up, and the torso I've colored up. This was originally a Commander Neo leg that I covered up the logo so I could have plain Phase 2 whenever I didn't have many Phase 2. And yeah, he's got the shield for the personal shield, which actually kind of goes around the gun. But yeah, I couldn't really figure out a good way to put it on the gun, so I just took this from, I think it came in Jack 14's Starfighter on one of the Bounty Hunter figures. And he's also got a pauldron. But yeah, and then for the final clone figure, it's my favorite one, or not the final clone figure, but the final default class. This is my favorite skin to use as the heavy. He's got the T-21, which is the best heavy weapon, and also one of my favorite weapons too. And it's a 501st Heavy Trooper. He's just got the 501st legs and helmet. He's got a impact grenade, and I put blue arms on him. Originally I had white arms just to match up with the 501st Battle Pack, but then I remembered I put colored arms on all those, really. But So yeah, and he's got a normal trooper head. He's got a backpack, like most heavy troopers do. And the torso was a airborne trooper, but I colored it a bit. But yeah, so this is the heavy trooper. For the 501st Heavy Trooper. This is my favorite. Then for the next figure, oh, this is dragging on like the last video. We've got the 501st, the Phase 2 Jet Trooper. He's got a clone head, blaster, and he's actually got a rocket launcher, which is what I threw together before this version of the video. So yeah, you know, it's the rocket launcher, and this skin is basically based off of, or this minifigure is mostly based off of the skin, but also like the in-universe design, you know. Then for our last clone figure, we have the default Phase 2 ARC Trooper. He's got the clone head, he's got the ARC Trooper helmet, which I've colored up way too many times. He's got the rangefinder. Also, I like for the heavy troopers to be able to have like a little attachment, kind of like the, kind of like this, but kind of like the Clone Army Customs does, where it just slides over the helmet and it like rests there. Maybe they'd have to slightly update those helmets. But then again, we also need to be able to have officer bits, you know. I don't know, but he's got the default clone pistols for his dual wielding pistols, and he's got basically just the standard ARC Trooper minifigure from that one Geonosis battle pack. He's got the First Order Pauldron though. And so yeah, that's the last trooper. A good few troopers. Now for the heroes, there's 5 of them. We have Anakin, and I've recolored his hair. I didn't do that for the last version of this review, so it's brown. And his alternate face is his angry face, which I think they should replace with maybe like normal eyes angry, because this isn't Sith Anakin. But he's got his General Skywalker appearance, so he's got his Battle of Mustafar legs, just dark brown arms, and then a standard Clone Wars torso, which I wish I could have. I wish I had the newer one, because I just like to have newer ones. But so yeah, this is just Anakin in his General Skywalker appearance. We've got Luke in his Yavin 4 appearance, so his comic appearance as well. I like this outfit completely. Like, it's one of my favorite Luke outfits in all of canon. He's got basically his cantina head and hair, and I really like that head print personally, especially for Battlefront 2 default Luke, because you know he has all those lines and whatnot. But whatever. Yeah, so he's got his he's got Anakin's lightsaber, the yellow jacket and black torso. Obviously, I colored out the reward. And he's got some Rebel Trooper legs from Rogue One. The last hero figure is Rey in her Rey Skywalker appearance. That's the skin name, though. Yeah, I like the skin. It's basically just her standard Rise of Skywalker appearance, but with her custom lightsaber, which has custom sounds and also a custom hand animation, because she actually lifts up and twists the dial to turn it on, which isn't what she usually does. So they gave her a new animation too, but it's basically the Rise of Skywalker Rey minifigure, but with Hermione's face, because I really like that face. It works really well for Rey, I think, because it's got the freckles and it's got actually more expressive faces, which is something Rey needs, because she's not just, you know, kind of dull like they have her on her minifigure. But yeah, so then the first villain figure is Darth Vader, and you can probably you're kind of starting to see a theme probably with the hero choices. But yeah, he's got his the last Star Destroyer that we got, not minifigure scale, but you know, play scale Star Destroyer. He's got that face, which I really like. I think that looks really cool personally. It looks like his Rebels head, but yeah, he's got the crinkly cape here, and he's got basically standard Darth Vader, but with the 2014 head. And the final hero, or villain, I guess, but he counts as, you know, all of them, you know, fan favorite characters are heroes technically, but it's heroes and villains. It's Kylo Ren and his reforged appearance, which basically has him with his hood on. I'm pretty sure he has his hood. Yeah, there's a skin. It's the last skin that we got. It's basically just his episode 9 skin, but with the hood on. And so would probably also include a normal helmet with the red, you know, the red reforged lines. So maybe the head, I'm sure the head would too. But he's got the newer hood piece, because I really like that piece, and it looks really good on this minifigure. And he's got his crossguard and the crinkly cape and his episode 8 and 9 torso and legs. So yeah, that's all the figures. That took a long time, like it did in the last version. But let's get to the set. So first off, I'll show off the small things. There's the strap. It would have a clear piece, but this is from, I think it's from that one, or it's from the set with Commander Neo. But yeah, it's the strap. You can put the droid on here, make him hold on, and it flies around. Once again, that would be clear. And it's the Separatist version, which these, this version doesn't really show up, except for in Supremacy, so maybe it would be brown in the official set, or tan, whichever color. And then there's the 501st Bark Speeder. I don't really have time to show off everything, so I mean, it's just the 501st Speeder. That's it, but yeah, I wanted to have something you can put Commander Neo on it if you wanted. But for the set, I'm going to put this to the side and show off the walker first. And I'll point out some of the changes I made. Changed all the turrets to be slightly different because they had older parts for the actual like stick piece that they used. It was like this piece, which is not the same piece as this. It's a bit longer and it has a smaller tip. But yeah, I changed up the cockpit to where now it hinges upwards instead of it used to hinge forward, and it used like it used this piece for the hinges, which was the cockpit piece would always slip off of the studs. But yeah, so that's that. I removed the big bulky missiles that were under here. Put some more detail up there. I put spring-loaded shooters here, but they're easy to take off, You just remove that stud, or that tile, pull them off, and there you go. The cannon I slightly modified. I made it a bit longer. And also I added some stud shooters, moved that back a bit. I moved the actual pivot point around a bit. Added that little thing there, added that piece there, and I completely changed up the seat to be more comfortable, I guess. It has 2 clips on either side, and yeah, you can just slide the figure in there on that panel piece and you're good to go. So the walker actually has like 11 seats, I want to say. There's 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 seats, because inside this front compartment there's 5 seats, 4 facing each, with 4, 2 facing each other. There's 4 clips, or 5 clips in here, 4 there and 1 there. And there's a seat at this console. These gaps were in the official set, but I put that corner piece there to kind of cover it up. The set originally was very gappy. Like you could actually see through here, but with this closed, you can't really see. It's kind of hard. You have to be looking. On the inside, it's easy. Oh, I accidentally launched that. It's easy to tell that there's gaps, but once it's closed, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, here's the blue spring-loaded shooter. So yeah, there's 5 seats there and some clips. For the cockpit, it hinges upwards, and then I slightly changed this up. Here you go. You can sit a figure there. He's got controls, and the backrest is inside the cockpit. But yeah, and then you slide it back in. That's just for gripping it, to pull it out, not really to store anything. That hinges forward and just holds it in place. Added some outer details with like newer parts, as you can see. You can tell where the newer parts are, obviously. That's from the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon, I want to say. This closes up. Once again, this spins, and there's the handle in the middle, which you can lift up, and I slightly changed it up to be easier to grab, but also it's because it's more closed up, and I wanted to make it to where that is able to pick this up. But yeah, and also I want to make it to where it's still easy to pick it up for normal people to spin it around. I added a bit more details here. I widened out these cannons, and just more details. I like these parts here. So once again, it hinges upwards, and then here you can see this one was also very gappy, but I added a little thing. I just really changed it up slightly. Actually, I don't even know what I did. I don't think I changed it up that much. I think this is maybe I added some more details. These guns were in the official set, but I changed up that a bit. I closed it off once again with the same things with the little panels. And yeah, again, it was a very gappy set. It was like a exo hole, or exoskeleton around it. The legs, they work like this. This one's super loose, doesn't really do much holding up. But then these are on rubber bands, so they stay forward, but you can move them around. The feet are super, they move around a lot. So I mostly kept that the same. I really just changed up details, to be honest. But yeah, for the dropship, once again, this thing, its main play feature is to pick up the walker, of course, but it's got other play features. I'm gonna move the walker out of the way so you can see this better. So So it's also got spring-loaded shooters. It used to have stud shooters, or it used to have like fire missiles, but I removed those. And I reused the trigger mechanism to make it to where you can just shoot the stud shooters. As you can see, that cheese slope would push on those spring-loaded shooters and make it launch once you push on that red trigger. For these, they kind of flail around, but they're held up by 2 rubber bands. Originally, both of them were held up by only 1 rubber band. But I added another one to make it to where they don't, because they would still sag a lot. For the controls, I just completely turned it around, because originally the toggle was over here. Switched it to be over here so it's easier to access. For the cockpit, I actually hollowed out this opening a bit more, because it used to have some Technic beams that, but honestly, I traded out structure or stability for interior. So yeah, because it used to have like Technic beams that lined either side, so it was only 2 studs wide. But I shortened those, so now it's 4 studs wide, and you can fit a full figure in there. And then on the inside there, you can see how it looks. Once again, there's the little hatch, and to remove those, they just kind of rest in there. The chairs hold it up. There's 4 seats in there, so there's 5 seats in this whole thing total. And that's kind of hollow. So if you wanted to, you could remove this and just toss figures in there, and you're all good. But yeah, you can see that beam work there. That's the official set. I really love that design, personally. Oh, this is falling apart. Let me push it all back together. So for the little nose art thing, I would actually remove that from the official set, since it's not seen in game. Honestly, I never really, nose art is neat, but I never really liked it too much. I made these cannons more solid, because like, see, I added more stuff to the side so they don't flop around a bit more. You know, they're more sturdy. And see, yeah, there's 2 cannons there. There's also one in the back, as you can see here. And for the command thing up here, I just, you know, added a bit of small details. I rounded this off better, because it was just flat initially. But I added these slope pieces, and then I swapped this sticker around so I could have this part here, and I added just some more blue details. I did one of those. I meant to add another one. Yeah, this is the handle, of course, so you can lift it up. There's the arms. I just added those gray pieces there, really. Other than that, those are the same. For the little like piping things there, I just added a lot more detail to it and changed out those clips to be the newer clips. And yeah, for the most part, those are exactly, it's almost exactly, for the most part, this whole thing is exactly the same. Both of them are really. I added more details here. And then for the cockpit, I completely changed that up to where now it's more, I don't know, I just made it to where it has the new cockpit piece, really. And it has the control panel now and a seat. This is really completely changed mostly. It doesn't really, flops a bit, but not too much. But yeah, and you can fit the pilot in there if you wanted. But yeah. There's these, once again, there's the spring-loaded shooters, which all you do is push on the trigger mechanism. And they launch out together. And then you can push them back in, you know. And then for the main feature, I'm gonna have to place this here. I'm gonna actually angle it up a bit so you can see better, because I think I messed up in the original. So you lift up on the handle, move the ATTE over here, and then you're actually gonna wanna move the gun out of the way because it doesn't really fit well. But so yeah, so then you're gonna wanna, there's a locking mechanism that you gotta do first. It's already locked. So I need to use one hand for this and push up, and then I line that up and I push in and it locks in. It's kind of hard to show off, but you can trust me, I hope. And it's not very, I don't trust it enough to actually let it just rest normally. I don't think it's sturdy enough. Maybe it could be if I added some more parts there, actually. Oh, well, that fell off. So much for that. But yeah, this could be sturdy if I added some Technic parts to the front, I think. Let me try and see if I can do that real quick. Bear with me for a second while I do this. I'm just gonna grab part apart, so it's not gonna look pretty, but okay, let's see. Yeah, that kind of works. Kinda. But see how you can see that? Once again, you can lift up on the handle, and then you can carry it away, preferably with the cannon still attached. I guess you can make it to where the tip of the cannon can fold up, so it can stay forward. But yeah, so this looks really cool, honestly, together. I'm sure the official set would be much more sturdy. But then to take it apart, what you do is you see that yellow trigger, that's the mechanism that you gotta push. So you push it in and then lift. Oh, yeah, it's kind of caught. And then let's see if I can show you. And then what I do is I let it go, you know, and then it collapses. And then there's that little lock thing. That's what you want to have down whenever you're getting ready to attach it, so that this doesn't, so the mechanism doesn't just close up. But yeah, normally you're just going to want to push that up, so then that's its static thing. It's kind of hard to see, I know. If you have the official set, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's mostly it for this review. I totally forgot to take a thumbnail, so I'm going to have to do that now. But that was the dropship with ATOT, guys. Not the dropship with ATOT. I kept saying that in the last version of this video. That's the dropship with ATTE. So yeah, it's a very cool set, the official ones, but it would be such a cool new set to get, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.